Hello again from my front porch. Yeah, it's interesting. I get asked one question. It's basically the same question, but the reason that I get asked it is often different. But I get asked the question, what makes you the way you are? Or the other variation, why are you the way that you are? I honestly don't know that it's a question of curiosity. I don't know that anyone is really even looking for an answer. It's more of an observation, I would imagine. And sometimes it is a rhetorical question without any possibility of an answer. But I was thinking about that because it came up again. I was having a conversation with somebody about a topic, and they just went back, why are you the way that you are? And I was like, this is a good question. So I did get to thinking about that, and I thought, because even though it's intended as an insult, obviously, it is an interesting question for us to once in a while stop and think about. What did influence me? Why? How did I become who I am today, for better or for worse? and what were the influences that did that? And so I got to thinking about that, and I thought, well, obviously my parents are an influence. I'd like to say that I am the product of my mom, but the reality is I'm a product of my dad too. And both of them have a really strong ornery streak going through them, so it's not a surprise that it is well vested in me as well. But yeah, so I mean, I obviously do have traits from both of them that are in me and will always be in me, and probably as I get older, even more will reveal themselves. But there's also, I mean, I've had many other individuals in my life, and I'm not even going to try to start listing all of them because I'll inevitably forget some. But I'm thinking right now, specific people who have had a very strong impact in my life. Now they may not even be in my life now, but I can think back to different points in my life when they were there at a crucial time, and they helped. They helped guide, they helped direct, they helped educate, they helped assure, whatever. But they helped mold me into who I've ultimately become. And I'm very grateful to those individuals too. And I try to now think like that as others come to me, after writing the book and having some degree of professional success now, and and doing other things that sometimes I have visibility for doing in the public sector and stuff. I have people come to me and ask questions. Hey, can I ask you? Can I bounce some ideas off you? Could you help me with that? And I'm happy to do so because I remember what it was like to have somebody make that kind of investment in me. So that's a good. I don't think that's called pay it forward. What is it? Pay it back? Or what's the analogy that if you take the elevator to the top, you need to make sure to send it back down for somebody else. And I do like that analogy, though there's a part of me that says, yeah, but if they're not willing to push the button themselves, and but still, you can't take the analogy too far. That's the ornery part of me. But anyway. So I mean, there are some really legitimate individuals like that, but let's be honest. Probably aside from my parents, my family members, and specific individuals who came into my life at crucial points in time, probably the single greatest influencing factor on how Paul became who he is today was television. I watched a lot of television growing up. I literally was one of those kids who was babysat by the Idiot Box. And I didn't mind. I could sit in front of a TV for hours. I still can. Netflix comes up with that thing and says, "Are you still watching?" I'm like, "Mind your own business, Netflix, and keep playing the show." But still. So there are influences. Unquestionably, you all know the Monkees were and continue to be an influence on me. The zaniness, the goofiness, the carefree of the TV show really affected me. Affected me, maybe the better word, as I was growing up, and it made me feel more comfortable and ease, just being a goof. Just being a goofball and having fun and enjoying life. Even though it was fictional, still, as a younger kid especially, it was like, hey, that's pretty cool. That's, yeah. But now, as I'm more mature and I in and of itself, that's an odd statement. I'm not sure it's totally accurate, but anyway, as I'm older, the TV show, I still do enjoy the show, but I don't enjoy it as much as I did when I was younger. What I enjoy now is the music. And I really enjoy the music, and I enjoy learning more about their history, and I love hearing their stories. That's the historian in me, and the genealogist, I suppose. That I love hearing those little tidbits that sort of add extra dimension to this mythology that is the Monkees, and all of that. I just find that so fascinating, and I just love it. But so the Monkees very clearly had influence, but and there were a lot of TV shows I could say, oh, I like that one, I love watching that one. But there is one other TV show, a TV character specifically, who had a very dramatic impact on my life. Still does, apparently, whether I fully realized it or not. But that was the TV show Family Ties, and the character of Alex Keaton, played by Michael J. Fox. And actually, I'm going to broaden this. It wasn't Alex Keaton that impacted me. It was Michael J. Fox. In fact, I can blame him for a lot of stuff. See, Michael J. Fox, remember, he used to do all these Diet Pepsi commercials? Guess what I drank for decades, at least 2 decades, more than that maybe. When he started doing those Diet Pepsi commercials, that's all I would drink, and it's all I had. Now, in more recent years, my palate seems to have shifted, and I really don't like the taste of Diet Pepsi now. If I drink soda, it's Diet Coke. I've tried more to switch to iced tea and water because it's better for me. But I do find it interesting that I've kind of outgrown the Diet Pepsi, but I drank it for a long time. And the reason I drank it was because it wasn't because I was on diet, because of the taste, but originally I acquired the taste because of Michael J. Fox. Also, Michael J. Fox on the TV show where he played Alex Keaton, he always wore his shirt sleeves, he wore long shirts and ties, but he always wore his shirt sleeves rolled up 2 notches. And to this day, if I wear a long sleeve shirt like this and I'm not wearing a jacket, I'm wearing it with 2 rolls in my sleeve. Now, I do it for a practical reason, because most of the time when I have a button-up shirt, that I get off the shelf, it looks like this. See, if I were to button it, see how it's hanging there on my, and it's not really going to hang well because I got my arm up like this. The point is, it's too long. Off the shelf shirts tend to be too long for me. I read an article somewhere that Michael J. Fox had the same problem. Now, for the TV show, they could have fitted him for shirts, obviously, but apparently that was something that he just did himself. When he would buy shirts, he would do this same thing because of the length of the shirt versus the length of his arm, and so he did that. But so that was a constant habit of his character on the show, and so he did that. And to this day, I still do this. Then there's even little subtle things like my son, Alex. Yeah, guess where that name came from? So yeah, I'd say Michael J. Fox had an impact on me. I even used to do all kinds of things like I would do that hand gesture that he would do like that, where when he would point, he would have his pinky out sometimes, and he would go like, I used to do that all the time. I used to rub the back of my neck all the time, like we see him do a lot in Back to the Future. But he did it other times too. That was how he showed frustration and really thoughtful. Well, I don't know. And even in a school play, I was supposed to play this runaway kid, and I worked really hard. I didn't exactly replicate it, but I styled my costume, what I was supposed to wear as this runaway teenager. I styled my whole outfit after Marty McFly in Back to the Future. So yeah, maybe a bit obsessive. But I apparently have also passed on the obsessiveness because my son, Alex, he now has a dog named Chance. Chance because he looks like the dog from Homeward Bound, the movie about the two dogs and the cat that find their way home. Their dog Chance looks like the dog Chance from the movie, who was voiced by Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox, look what you did! But still, I don't have issue with that. There are a lot worse little influences and factors that could have helped shape who I am. But still, it's an interesting experiment. I encourage you to stop and do that as well. And hopefully you find amusement and encouragement and positivity in who you think about that has impacted you in those ways. Or maybe you go, I do sense sometimes that I'm acting like so and so, which I don't like. Well, that could be an important thing for you to be aware of too, so that you can start taking action to change that. But whatever the case may be, celebrate who you are. Even if you take after other people and you are a hodgepodge of those you've encountered and the point is, you are not any one of them. You are you, and you are the only you that ever will exist. You are unique, you are special, you are one of a kind, limited edition. Take care of it. It's quality stuff. And with that, I'll see you all next time from my front porch.